Hey everyone, so I'm going to do a kind of a reflection on my past budget. This is my budget from January 2016, so almost exactly a year now. Now this budget's completed, so that means I already entered everything, so this is what it looked like at the end of the month. But if you see, I still follow the same template because I liked it. I kept it throughout the whole year. I just changed a few things to reflect what is either I'm working on or what's just better for me now. This is what it looked like last time. And you're going to see some differences. I'm going to actually do a side to side of my budget for 2017 versus 2016. But if you notice here, I actually did have a lot of planned expenses, but I don't really do that much anymore. I've been better at not spending so much money on random things I don't really need, or I just build it into whatever I'm going to use it from. You'll see what I mean in the next screen. But even my sinking funds has changed. So for a side-to-side view, I put them back to back, so I did edit it a bit, just so I can make some sense. But here is January, it just says 2016, 2017, and the difference. So my paycheck did change. I used to actually plan for $1,800 a month, and I would actually get like 1830, 1820, and then it changed to more 18, then lower. So now I just have it at 1879 because I don't think I've gotten lower than that, so I'm fine with that. I'd rather under budget myself, under budget, I think that's the word, than actually put that I have more money than I do get. As you see before, I don't budget my overtime or shift differential anymore, so that's a difference here. I don't do Jamberry anymore. That wasn't really making me any money for how much amount of time I wanted to put into it. I did Lyft for a little bit. It made me a little bit of money, but really not enough. It's actually really hard to do Lyft or Uber when you have an electric vehicle and not in an area that's easy to drive people. Where I'm at, people kept wanting to go like 20 miles away, which when you have an electric vehicle, 20 miles is a lot. It's actually a lot more than what 20 miles is, especially if you want the people in the car to have air conditioning or heater. So it just wasn't working out for me, so I stopped doing it probably like 3 months into it when I realized I had to deny a lot of rides. For my others, like if you've seen my past budget, let me click on that really quick. I actually have others and reimbursements. I did split that up eventually. But here, this is where I actually had my others, my reimbursements, everything here. I don't remember why I budgeted for 100. Probably says somewhere. I think I did a lot more either overtime or something. I really don't remember. But I can find out. Let's see. Yeah, that would make absolutely no sense to you, but that actually reminds me. I did some dry cleaning, some other meal reimbursements. Yeah, I just did a few things that actually got money to come back to me. Either way, I am going off the wrong side here. So for my monthly expenses, there's been a big difference. I'm actually spending 136 less a month, which is pretty good. My phone bill went down. I switched from, I think in like September, I switched from T-Mobile to Sprint. That dropped it down only like $3. And then I took off the equipment protection, because most of the time that just wastes money anyway. It's really pointless. You still have to pay when it does break, so I just figured I'll probably build a sinking fund for that if I really need to. And then in 2 cycles it's going to go down again because I just put in for another discount. So it went down here, which is nice. And then my car insurance went down because one of the accidents that I was in fell off my report, if that's how you say it. And then it should be going down again this year. Like I said, I don't do Jamboree, so I don't pay for that anymore. I switched from ChinShare, we say that wrong, to Tiny Torch, which is free. And that's just for social media postings, so I don't have to pay for that anymore. I changed my life insurance. I was doing whole life insurance, which I do not suggest. And I'm saying this as a person that follows Dave Ramsey, as well as a person who was very close to getting their life insurance license. I passed the test, I did all that, I just didn't continue with it. That is an entirely other video that I'm actually planning to do. So now I kind of treat it as a term. I can explain that later, but now I only pay $20 a month, and it's a term at $250,000. Or it's a life insurance of $250,000. And then my car is the same. It's not going to change because of the fact that it's a lease and I'm stuck in it. I now have a gym, so it's just $20 a month, which didn't really make much of a difference. It makes me feel better that I was saving on all of these other areas, so didn't really mess myself up there. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. I think I'm actually getting sick. I'm not sure. So for planned expenses, I spent a lot of money last January. Can't believe I spent that much money. My habits have definitely changed, but yeah. So dates, these are like a box of dates, which I don't really buy anymore. I love dates, but when I get them, now I get them at Costco, and they're actually a lot cheaper than buying these. And since I don't eat as much of them anymore, I don't use that many recipes with them much at the moment. The little pack that I buy from Costco, I think is like 2-pounder, is perfectly fine, and I don't need that many dates. Cashews. I put this little note for myself because I actually probably will get that. I haven't bought cashews in a year, and I might actually start making homemade vegan mozzarella that somebody gave me a recipe for, so I might actually buy that, so I just left that blank. My parking pass now comes out of my paycheck, so it's pre-tax, so that's already in there. That might be one difference of this discrepancy here, but not really for how much I was actually getting. Let's see. I can explain that later. Yeah, I still can't explain why everything was kind of going down. Anyway, taxes seem to have changed throughout the year. So that now is pre-tax, that's already built in, that's fine, I don't need to deal with that anymore. And yes, I do need to pay a parking pass at my work, which is unfortunate. I was with doTERRA, I don't do it anymore either. I never really used that to make money at all, so I never really had it in any income sources. That was just using the wholesale amount. I have plenty of oils, and I don't need any for a while, and if I do, I have the people that are still in doTERRA that I'll just probably buy from them if I run out. I might buy frankincense soon, because I actually really like that one. Coffee. I gave up coffee a month ago. November 14th? November 14th. November 14th was the last day I drank coffee. So I haven't had coffee. Apparently I was spending a lot of money on coffee. That's horrible. I'm glad I'm not spending $50 on coffee. The car wash at Carmel was actually for the lift. I was making sure my car was nice, and I got a little car mount thing that actually broke a few months later, which was super fun. But I basically made that money back, so I wasn't too worried about that. For my debt, so my medical bill, I paid off last week. For my dress barn, I actually paid off a few months in 2016, or 2 months in, something like that. My loan that I'm working on, there's a difference because now I have my snowball plus some income that I apparently found from all of this waste here. That's actually being put in there, so that's fine that that's more because I want this to be more. As much as possible to get out as fast as possible. For groceries, I am spending more on groceries this month. I plan to because I want to buy certain things, and instead of having a separate thing for that on top of that, I'm actually going to probably use some of my grocery money for these cashews. But yeah, anyway. Spending, I lowered, and I'm actually going to try my hardest not to use the spending this month. See if I could. For Bear, he passed away in July, so I don't budget for him anymore. That's a whole nother video as well. Eating out, I decreased a lot. I'm going to try not to actually eat out in January either. Miscellaneous, I gave myself maybe a little too much a buffer for myself. I know that people like to have like $100 as a buffer, but I noticed throughout the year when I was doing that, I kept thinking I had more money to spend when I should actually just allocate it a lot better. So I give myself a $20 buffer, and that has been worked out so far. I haven't really had too much of an issue with that. For meal reimbursements, I wasn't actually, that was not actually budgeted last year, which I think messed up the rest of this budget, which is very possible. So now I budget. I probably was taking my meal reimbursements from my miscellaneous and my eating out, which was causing a confusion in my life. So it's actually better if I just have it like this, because I get that money back anyway, so I just have it separate in my head. For the sinking funds, I was working on my baby step 1, so even though I planned 132, I think I actually put like 400 something. Anyways, this is just budgeted, projected budgeted. This is not what I actually did. So now I'm not putting anything. I am thinking of raising it to 1,000. I know it's recommended for 1,000, but I was on that weird line of 500 was okay with me. Also because when I had Bear, I had 500 for him, so technically I did have $1,000 at the time, or I eventually had $1,000. I haven't decided if I want to raise it or if I want to keep it at 500. I have been perfectly fine with 500 so far, so I don't see why I need to put 1,000. I am single. I have no children. I think 500 works for me. For Bear, his target was 500 too. I was putting $14. Again, he passed away, so I'm not putting any money for that. For gifts, I did raise it because I now made sure to include like birthdays and everything instead of trying to take it out of my fund for that month. For the car, I wasn't putting anything because I wasn't focusing too much on that. But now, since the time is coming up, I'm putting more money into it. So, $250. For the car registration, that's also coming up, so I'm putting 20. Or not that it's coming up. I think I just figured 20 was better because I had to put some of my own money the month before. For the lease, I already completed that, so I'm not putting any. Car maintenance, $5. I didn't have any last time, and then I had to take some save money pretty quickly so I can get windshield wipers, which I hate. I need new windshield wipers. For notary, I'm not putting any money. This is just if I make money off notary, then I'll put it in, so nothing's budgeted there. So yeah, there's a big difference between my year, but I think I'm tuning it better and making it more sense for me, and I'm getting control of my spending better, because $50 on coffee, come on. I'm happy if I get gift cards for Starbucks, but I still don't drink coffee. I've been getting hot chocolate, which has been working fine for me. So, one of the things is, if you have any like food addictions like that, it actually helps to try to wean yourself off and then stop eating them, because then you end up saving money, which is pretty good. But yeah, that's kind of not really a year in review. I would do a year in review, but my budget got so crazy around the time Bear needed surgery, and he needed a whole bunch of things that I was tracking things, but I wasn't tracking everything, and it's not complete, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think I had any other comments on this. And then whoever is viewing this on a phone, if that's your only way to view this, I know it's hard to see these numbers on a phone. For some people that it might work for, what you can do is put your phone horizontally, put it on full screen, and that makes it a little bit bigger, but not too much bigger, but a little bit bigger. But I do suggest watching anytime I have any of these Excel sheets or anything like that. It'll probably be better on a computer. Or you can just listen to me babble. That's fine too. I don't mind. I tend to ramble on. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a good one. Bye.